Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to the channel. Please like and subscribe on your way. And yes, your girl is back in full effect, okay? Now, I took a little break because, of course, I've had some things going on. But then I also wanted to see how this was going to play out because a lot of these so-called fans kept jumping into my comments, telling me I don't know what I'm talking about and blah, blah, blah. And I felt like at that point in time, I had said more than enough on this topic. Like as far as Lafwell and his behavior and these manipulative tactics that he was coming up with, trying to control the narrative when it comes to his wife. And I find it interesting that everything is coming to fruition now, right? And I said, what did I say? The same people that are telling you to leave your wife are going to be the same people to verbally assault you at the end of this. I find this so hilarious, how quick things change. Because in the beginning of all of this, Bridget was the bad guy. There was no convincing people otherwise. Despite the fact that she had just gotten home from training, her husband celebrated her in a grandiose way. Then out of nowhere began to call her a financial mistake, right? Boom. After being called a financial mistake so many times, and you can clearly see where he was setting up situations clearly to get a reaction out of her because he knows she gets emotionally triggered easily. So she slaps him. Then that becomes the reason why he wants to get a divorce. That becomes the reason why his wife is now a financial mistake. Okay. He takes it a step further. He brings another woman in the house. He has his wife fighting this woman. He has his wife sleeping outside. And these fans, these so-called fans, were still supporting him through this nonsense. Still, like, they never stopped. So it's like, for me, the question that I have is, what was the final breaking point for you people to finally see that this man was pure evil? Because if it wasn't obvious from the beginning of this entire process, who goes from their wife is a financial mistake to bringing another woman in the house to fight their wife? Like, come on now. Like, are we using our heads? Just based on the actions, like, say what you want about Bridget. Based on the things that he was doing, that was pure evil. Like, just straight evil. Even him going into the hospital, even him going into the hospital was his own doing. There would have never been no hospital had he not brought in a woman to fight his wife. And the reality of the situation is, what did Bridget do to justify you going to get a whole nother woman to bring into this house to have her sleeping outside? Like, this man is disgusting. Like, disgusting, like evil disgusting, like diabolical type of disgusting. Then that's not enough. He goes to make up with his wife, right? And now that I'm thinking back on it, because I did a video around the time that he made up with his wife, because he has a few things to say to me. So for me, one thing that I could sense about that whole makeup, because the first question that I had in my brain was, did you come to apologize to your wife, or did you come to defend yourself against all the claims that people have been saying? You could tell that that apology was strategic. He didn't genuinely want to make up with Bridget in the moment. It was because he felt the heat. He felt the reaction channels getting on his ass. He felt the reaction channels seeing through his weird behaviors. So he felt the heat, and he felt like, strategically, now if I make up with my wife, what can y'all say? And you know it wasn't genuine, because immediately after, he went right back to Patricia. But then to top it all off, come to find out, he kept saying him and Patricia were friends. And I kept saying in the beginning, I should title this video, I Told You So, right? Because this is very much an I Told You So video, right? Okay, so he literally said that him and Patricia were friends and that they just met. What did I say? What woman is sitting around just waiting, meets a random man, goes from meeting a random man, hey, how are you doing, to being in his house fighting his wife? No, that's a woman you were always dealing with. Because how do you just randomly pick a friend and then say, hey, come fight my wife, and if she's willing to do it, that woman doesn't even know you. No, you've been dealing with that woman. You've been telling her about she's been in the background. Like, men like that are just disgusting. And then come to find out, she paid for her schooling. Like, he basically used her. And he was using her again in this moment to piss his wife off. The saddest part is he knows that this woman genuinely cares about him, and he only comes to pick her up when he has a point to prove, when he needs to use her. Because now that the pieces are all falling where they're supposed to, we're finding out that this man is a fucking liar. He lied from the inception of this entire storyline. But if you really think about it, scroll all the way back to when this man dropped that cup in that living room and started this whole narrative calling Bridget a financial mistake and everything else. It was never about her being a financial mistake. It was always so he could open the door to bring this woman in. But then even down to the pregnancy, right? Because I don't think people understand how off Lafwell is in the head. I genuinely believe that he made up with Bridget in that moment because he knew that Patricia was pregnant. But that had to have been around the time that Patricia told him that she was pregnant, whether it was a real pregnancy or not. Boom. He panics because he knows at this point he's already trying to get back with his wife. But if his wife finds out that she's pregnant, that's not going to go over with anybody. So what does he do? That's why everybody saw that whole movement of him apologizing to Bridget. He didn't apologize to Bridget because he genuinely saw the error of his ways. He apologized to Bridget because Patricia was now pregnant in the background. Nobody knew about it just yet. So he strategically needed to make up with his wife because he needed to make sure he didn't lose her in the process. That's all that was about. Because notice, soon as he made up with Bridget, here comes Patricia. Oh, you didn't tell me you made up with your wife. You did not tell me you made up. That's the number one thing she kept saying. You didn't even tell me you made up with your wife. What she didn't know was that her telling him that she was pregnant was the reason he made up with his wife, because he never had any intention on leaving his wife. So now let's take it a step further. I don't think that Lafwell genuinely believed that Patricia was pregnant from the start of this whole thing. This is how diabolical this man is. I think in his sick and twisted mind that by him putting Patricia up on a pedestal, her pregnancy, this quote-unquote pregnancy, up on a pedestal, it would make Bridget want to have children by him. It's like he does these little weird tactics thinking that it's going to break her into submission, but it does the exact opposite. But that's what a narcissist is going to do. They're going to try to manipulate variables, break you into submission, because they're so insecure on the inside that there's no way you just love them for them. So they have to make sure they have a mental hold on you so that they are confident that you're not going anywhere. So he kept shoving this pregnancy in Bridget's face because, again, they kept saying, why not get her an apartment somewhere else to stay? Why does she have to be here? Because he wanted her to be there. That was his way of, you haven't had a child by me yet, so you're going to deal with this. I'm going to rub this in your face until you have a child with me. Not realizing any sane adult in their right mind, if you come at them like that, you're not going to get the results that you're seeking. But Lafwell is not a sane, sound-minded adult. I think we've all realized this by now. So then, boom. If he wanted to marry this woman, don't you think he would have married her the moment he found out she was pregnant? Why is it that all of a sudden, when Bridget packs her bags and she leaves the house for a period of time, that he now wants to go pay the dowry? That was his way of, like, still trying to gain control. Because he knows exactly how to get reactions out of Bridget. He figures, okay, you're going to go leave me? All right, so since you leaving me, I'm going to go pay her dowry. Hence, Bridget showing up at this wedding. He knew that was going to happen. At this dowry, he knew that was going to happen. Everything he does, if anyone hasn't noticed by now, this man is not capable of sitting down with his wife and just having a conversation and saying, hey, these are the things that bother me. This is the direction I want to take our relationship in. These are the things that I need from you. He doesn't know how to do those things. What he does is she starts doing things that he doesn't like. So he starts manipulating variables and factors around her in efforts to break her into submission. That is so childish. That's psychopathic behavior. She will never know peace with this man. That's the saddest part, because y'all are only 1 year into the marriage. Are we still blaming Juju? Is Junior's auntie still to blame for all of this? Nonetheless, y'all, because this video is long enough, I'm on the catch up. Lafwell thought I was off his ass. Boy, I'm on your ass. And as far as you fans that get up in the comment section and feel the need to tell me where I'm from, I wouldn't be speaking on a topic if I wasn't from that place, no? So do me a favor. I'm going to speak on any topic, all you trolls that come into my comments trying to tell me who I am based on my voice, right? Do yourself a favor. I will never stop talking. I will never stop bringing my opinion into the equation. The same way your fave does it, I'm going to do it as well. I'll stop when they stop. But while y'all over here dropping these negative comments, just make sure y'all hit the like button. But the ones that do support me, I thank you. I genuinely thank you. And I'm back in full effect. I'm staying on his ass. I'm playing catch up, but I'm on his ass.